Hey Gemini, this is Eleanor and I'm here with your first week of February pick a card reading. This week we're unpacking and discovering, digging into this energy of the Hermit and responsibility. And the links to where these cards came from are below, as well as how to get a personal reading from me. This is going to be talking about all going within and finding your light and your truth this whole month. And this week in particular is about taking responsibility for and ownership of your role and how your life has gotten to where it is. And coming out of victim consciousness, which is not to say that nothing's ever been done to you, but victim consciousness is where you don't own your reactions and your choices thereafter and what you do with what happens to you. There is such a thing as a victim. I don't want to discount anything that's ever happened to anyone. Those experiences are real. At the same time, though, what we do have in our power and our control is the choices we make. And like one of those choose your own adventure stories, you may not like the options that are available to you. And there's all kinds of times where we have wider wheat with your crap sandwich or whatever, and they aren't good choices, but you still and it's your power to make that choice, and it's your power to find the third option. There's usually, I might say in my experience, there's always a third option when you stop telling yourself there isn't one. If you insist that there is not one, there probably won't be one. But when you say, I know there's that third option and I'm going to find it, that's kind of when it reveals itself. So be open to that and be looking for that. And so also, please comment and tell me how these energies are influencing you and affecting you this week. And also, I'm using the Guardian Tarot and Sacred Traveler. And if anything serves you and helps you out while you're watching, go ahead and hit the like button and also subscribe, because I have these coming out every week if you want to keep up with the story. So this is stack 1, 2, 3, and they're timestamped below. So let's get started, Gemini. So stack 1, you have the World in reverse, the Hermit in reverse, which is very interesting since our theme this month is the Hermit in the upright, and Rainbow Blessings. So Rainbow Blessings is talking about all of this abundance and gifts and energy that is trying to come in for you, that the universe is just knocking outside your door, waiting to give this to you. Well, that imagery kind of negates what I was about to say, so maybe that's not exactly. The thing that I'm seeing with this Hermit in reverse is that you are looking outward and looking everywhere for this abundance and these blessings. And so since we are talking about responsibility, it does suggest a focus on everyone else's role in what's going on and what you feel like other people owe you, what you feel like other people have done to you. And so this call towards turning inward, it seems like everything that you're looking for, all this abundance, is internal and it's inside. And as long as you're looking outwardly for it, you're just going to see desert, and that's all there's going to be. And so for this thing to complete and to tie up and to wrap up and to make sense, and then for you to be showered with everything that's coming to you, it's all inside. It's kind of like the way you cannot actually see your eyes, but you have to, in some way, shut off your vision, shut off the external inputs, and just tune in as though you were blind. What are you perceiving behind your eyesight? All right, stack 2, you have Temperance, Queen of Swords, and Uncovering Treasure. This reminds me of those old Magic Eye posters where it's like it doesn't look like it's anything. It's kind of like random little squiggles and tiny little, it's like color fields that are all like confetti. And it's this it's like a digitally created graphic. And it's not until you unfocus your eyes a little bit. There's some way you can zoom out and unfocus your eyes, and then that's when the picture appears. I've never been able to actually do it, but that's what I feel like this is. So this is where this Queen of Swords does represent you as a Gemini, as an air sign, being in your element of logic and thought and reason and discernment and being able to fit the pieces of a puzzle together intellectually. And so this Temperance card is finding the middle way, finding the middle road, finding where it all balances out, finding where it all makes sense and gets put together. So that's where I feel like you're using this part of yourself, looking at what is chaos and seeing the bigger picture take form. And that bigger picture here is this uncovering treasure. So it's like when that picture emerges, it is all that treasure. So it's like seeing clearly all the treasure that is here for you within. Because we're talking about the Hermit, we're talking about responsibility, so it is uncovering this logic and putting all the pieces together. It's putting all the pieces together about your role in it and about your choices in it, and how what seems to be a chaotic mess of choices and a chaotic meandering of your path that doesn't seem to make sense how you got here, it does show you putting in that intellectual work and that thought process of figuring it out, and then you have this aha moment, and that's your treasure. So I'm getting for stack 2. Stack 3, you have Ace of Swords, 9 of Swords, reaching your destination. So Gemini, there is a way, there's a point at which taking responsibility in this way can become unhealthy. You can take it to a point where it becomes toxic and self-defeating, where that becomes, instead of just understanding, it becomes self-blame, and it becomes shame, and it can be being down on yourself and mad at yourself and regret. With this 9 of Swords, that's what I'm feeling, shame and regret over this Ace of Swords being a harsh truth. And there may be some harsh truth in this whole thing for everybody, for all 3 stacks. There may be a harsh truth that you uncover. But in this stack 3 particular, it feels as though you're using that against yourself, that you're using that to judge yourself. And what you have to realize is that you can't undo the past. You can't change it. Shedding light on it isn't for the past. Shedding light on it isn't to rewrite or to fix. You can't do anything about it. You have no power there. This sword, this truth, is only so that you can move forward. It's a gift to figure it out, and then you can change your life and blow it open and veer into an entirely different direction once you take this responsibility. Taking this responsibility is taking the wheel. So if you have not had your hands on the wheel and the car's been running all people and bashing into trees or whatever, what's done is done. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Take the wheel, get in control now, and move forward on path. And that's all you can do. That's all anyone can do. Okay, Gemini? So subscribe, because I have another one coming out soon. All right, thank you.